If you like my videos and you want such more videos, then do like, share and consider subscribing. For the notification, do not forget to tap the notification icon. Thank you. Good morning students, welcome to today's class. Today I am going to start with a new chapter of biology. Before that, I would like to ask a question that what makes you different from other non-living things? Yes, you will say that this is such an easy question which you have been asking and answering from last 3-4 years, like from 5th standard onward. What is the difference between a living thing and a non-living thing? Well, you know, the difference is living things grow, living things respire, living things move from one place to another, living things respond to stimuli, and most important, living things reproduce. Yes, today we are going to start with the chapter called reproduction. Now, if you remember in your previous class, that is in class 7, you have learned about reproduction in plants. So, first of all, what is reproduction? So in this class, I am going to start with reproduction in animals. But before that, I would like to put a light on the definition of reproduction. That what is reproduction? The process of producing a new offspring is called reproduction. So when an individual produces offspring, that is reproduction. Now how this process happens? You know that there are two modes of reproduction. That is asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. And both plants and animals, I would say not only plants and animals, but the entire living organism, they show these two modes of reproduction, asexual mode of reproduction and sexual mode of reproduction. What is sexual mode and what is asexual mode? Let's discuss that. So, modes of reproduction are sexual mode of reproduction and asexual. Now, what is sexual and what is asexual? When only one parent is involved, that is asexual reproduction. When both parents are involved, that is sexual reproduction. As I've already told you that the entire living organism show either sexual reproduction or asexual reproduction, and sometimes both according to the conditions. Why is that so? That some organisms show asexual reproduction while some show sexual reproduction. When the organism started reproducing through asexual method, this is the method by which almost the half or more than half organism reproduce. Means they use asexual method where only one parent is involved. Later on, as the organism started developing, they started having more organ system, they started becoming more complex. The sexual reproductive system started developing, and then they started doing the sexual reproduction. Before that, or the lower animals which do not have a sexual reproductive system, they reproduce through asexual method. Both of the methods are different from each other. There are advantages and disadvantages of both of them. It is not like that the sexual reproduction is better than asexual reproduction, or asexual reproduction is having an edge over sexual reproduction. It is nothing like that. Both have their own advantages and disadvantages. So before commencing to the further topic, I will differentiate between asexual mode of reproduction and sexual mode of reproduction. Now this is a very important point, remember that, and often questions are asked from this. So let's see how sexual mode of reproduction is different from asexual mode of reproduction. As I've already told you, always write differences by putting a column and make sure that the point of differences are similar. Like if you're putting a definition on the first point, the definition of other topic should be also on the first point. Don't write that the definition you're writing here as a first point and definition you're writing over there in the third point. Don't do that. Always compare the things with the similar topics. So, asexual mode of reproduction and sexual mode of reproduction, how they are different from each other. One point we have already written that there is only involvement of one parent here, and here both of the parents are involved. So, I am going to write that again. Only one parent is involved, and here both parents are involved. Sex cells, or which is called as gametes, are not involved. Sex cells or gametes are involved. Now, when you study about the sexual mode of reproduction, you will understand that what is gametes. Gametes are those sex cells which are given by the individual parent for the process of reproduction. Now here, since only one parent is involved, therefore there is no change in the offspring. Means the offspring is completely identical to the parent. Means they are clones. How the parent look, similar is the offspring. But since here both of the parents are involved and both of the characteristics are coming together, therefore the offspring is different from the parent. If you have seen yourself, you have characters of both your parent, father and mother. So I am going to write the third point here. Offspring is not identical. So all the organisms which undergoes the asexual mode of reproduction, they produce lots of offspring at one time. So the number is quite large as compared to sexual reproduction. Now let's see the examples. Like if you remember in your class 7, the asexual mode of reproduction happens in the plants, and budding, binary fission are example. Let's write those examples. Binary fission, budding, and here where we are going to see these examples. Like in case of amoeba, then you will see in planaria, you are going to study about these animals. These are the lower animals, and the sexual reproduction can be seen, very good example can be seen, human beings, plants, animals. Now, as you've seen that the offspring is identical, means every time asexual mode of reproduction is happening, the parent is giving similar type of offspring. So if the conditions are favorable, these are going to stay for a longer period of time. But what if the condition changes, the environmental changes? Since they are not having any kind of genetic material which can make them adjust into any kind of new environment, they are not able to survive. But as compared to sexual mode of reproduction, since the characteristics of both parents are coming, this genetic change, since the parent is not giving the entire genetic material to the offspring, there is a change in the genetic material. This change in the genetic material help the offspring to survive in the changing conditions. So, there is more chances of survival in the sexual mode of reproduction, whereas there is less chances of survival in asexual mode of reproduction. We'll discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of both of the mode in the next topic. But before that, please write down all these points into your notebook. Now we have seen the difference between asexual mode of reproduction and sexual mode of reproduction. Now let's see the advantages and disadvantages of both of the mode of reproduction. Well, we'll first start with asexual mode of reproduction. Since this is asexual mode of reproduction, therefore only one parent is needed. So the first advantage is that first point is only one parent is needed. It doesn't need another parent. It does not have to wait for the another parent to reproduce. The second advantage is that it reproduces many offsprings at one time. So, if lots of numbers of offsprings have to be produced, then asexual reproduction is there. It produces lots of offsprings at one time. Third, it requires less energy. It is energy efficient with respect to time and mate. Since there is no need of waiting for the another mate for reproduction, it saves a lot of time. Let's see the advantages of sexual mode of reproduction. As both of the parents are involved, it brings variation. It involves genetic variation. Now what happens in the case of unfavorable conditions means that when favorable conditions are not there, then in the case of offsprings of sexual mode of reproduction, they are more likely to survive. Why? Due to genetic variation, because not everyone is a clone of the parent. So any problem if happens, then they have their own level of changings that can help them to survive. So what happens? Second, they are less likely to get affected in unfavorable conditions. Means the entire population is not going to get affected. Only certain offsprings can get affected. So that is the disadvantage of the asexual mode of reproduction. Since all the offsprings are cloned to the parent, means same to the parent. So if there is unfavorable condition, then all the offsprings are likely to get affected because they won't have any kind of variation which can make them survive in unfavorable conditions. So these are the advantages of sexual and asexual mode of reproduction. Let's see the disadvantage of both of the mode of reproduction. Now let's look into the disadvantages of both of the mode of reproduction. So I'm going to first start again with asexual mode of reproduction. You have to note down all these points into your notebook. So the first point in asexual mode of reproduction is that there is no genetic variation. Now what it means? When I am saying genetic variation, as you know that every living organism has a genetic material. This genetic material passes from one generation to another generation during the time of reproduction. So what are these? It is the information by which the whole body forms. So everything, every characteristics, every little feature that is present into the body of a living organism is due to the information processed by the genetic material that is present in the body. So when asexual mode of reproduction is happening, the parent is passing all the genetic material to the offspring. So the offspring is completely clone or same to same or identical to the parent, means all the genetic material which is there in the parent is being replicated in the case of the offspring. So there is no genetic variation. Now what is the disadvantage of this? If there is no genetic variation, means whenever there is conditions favorable, then it is fine. The offspring is very easily going to survive into the condition in which it is already adapted. But what happens when the conditions are changing? But since its body is not having anything, means there is no instruction, there is no variation which can make its body changed so that it can adapt into the changing condition, it won't survive for the long. So in unfavorable condition, there is less chances of the organism to survive. So there is no genetic variation in the case of asexual mode of reproduction. But when we are talking about sexual mode of reproduction, since both of the parents are involving, they are lending 50-50% of their genetic material. So it is a mix of the genetic material of both of the parents. It will have a new type of information which will be same with the parent, or again it may also have a different type of information. So what will happen, that whenever there will be a change in the environment, in the habitat, in the place the organism is living, genetic material will be able to make the organism survive if the condition changes. That is the advantage of genetic variation. So the disadvantage of the asexual reproduction is that there is no genetic variation. Second, they are suitable for one type of habitat. Means the offsprings are suitable for only for one type of habitat. They won't survive if the habitat is changing, because they don't have anything which can make them differ, which can make them survive into the other kind of habitat. Now let's look into the disadvantages of sexual mode of reproduction. It is not that it does not have any disadvantage, it has its own disadvantages. The first one is that it requires more time and energy. Since it cannot reproduce by its own, it needs one another mate or parent for the process of reproduction, so it has to wait, and the process is longer as compared to asexual mode of reproduction. The sexual mode of reproduction takes more time, so it takes more time and energy. Involvement of another parent is necessary. It cannot reproduce without the presence of the other parent. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of sexual and asexual mode of reproduction. Both have its own benefits and both have its own negative points. In the living world, there are many organisms which do asexual mode of reproduction, many do sexual mode of reproduction. Some switch to both asexual mode of reproduction and sexual mode of reproduction. So this is about the advantage and disadvantages. So in the next topic, I am going to discuss the reproductive system of human beings. Now if you see, if in your class 7, we have discussed about the plants. how the plants are able to do asexual mode of reproduction and how they are able to do sexual mode of reproduction. Now we are going to study about the human beings, that what make them do the sexual mode of reproduction, what is the reproductive system, how the reproductive system of the males and females are different from each other. Let's study about that also.